Hello and welcome to this special edition and the special coverage coming your way from Nile TV International and concerning the situation, the current situation in the Gaza Strip and the response of Egypt on the humanitarian and the diplomatic levels to be alleviating the suffering of the Palestinian citizens living in the Gaza Strip. And I'm honored to be having with me over the phone straight away Dr. Ali Kamel, the political analyst, to be shedding more light on the situation. Dr. Ali, thank you very much for being with us today on Nile TV International.
Thank you very much to invite me. Thank you.
Anytime. Of course, we did see the situation in the Gaza Strip, not just over the past few days or the past few weeks, but over the past 21 months. And the Israeli occupation atrocities against the Palestinians and the Gaza Strip in general. But over the past few hours, how did you see the situation with the trucks carrying flour and aid, humanitarian aid, going and entering into the Gaza Strip for the favor of the Palestinian citizens, of course, with the help of the Egyptian leadership?
Yes, Egypt, at Rafah, always the gate, it was open. But I think the obstacle come from the other side, from Israel. And what we heard, that there is a sort of people who are suffering, no water, no food, and this is very criminal. This is a very criminal and catastrophic situation, and the international law prohibits this behavior of Israeli responsible for this catastrophic situation. I think we have to try by all the means, diplomatic and non-diplomatic, to stop this situation, because from the health point of view, children and people who are dying from deficiency of food and water, and the medical situation is very, very bad in Gaza. Maybe au niveau international, au niveau les international courts in La Haye, they can maybe give a sanction to Israel to help citizens in Gaza to obtain the water and the food necessary to making them alive. So this is my point. This is what I think it's very important from the human point of view, not to wait till the becoming very, very irreversible situation. I think now we can do something, and many countries now, even France and other big countries, they said that Palestine is having the right to live, and Palestine is free, and Palestine. And I think the situation is clear for everybody in the world, and all this manifestation we see every day, even now in Norway, in England, in the United States, even in Tel Aviv. Tel Aviv, we have seen
Doctor, you mentioned a very important point regarding the situation in the Gaza Strip and the help offered by Egypt on the humanitarian and the diplomatic levels, because you mentioned that we are opening the crossing from our side, from the Egyptian side. We are delivering the humanitarian aid. 161 trucks have passed through the crossing and into Israel, but the problem is from the Palestinian side, controlled by the Israeli occupation forces. But on the other hand, we have seen over the past, I would say, weeks and maybe months now, the talks going on between the Israeli occupation forces, or the negotiating team sent by the Israeli occupation forces and the Israeli government, and the Hamas resistance fighters of course, in collaboration with Egypt, Qatar and the United States. How do you see the role of Egypt in terms of mediating ceasefire talks and the possibility of having a truce as soon as possible between the Israeli occupation forces and the Hamas in the Gaza Strip?
Well, always Israel have conflict with Hamas from more than 30 years. When you talk to Israeli people, they said to you, Hamas is the problem for us. So this chronic conflict between Israel and Hamas, of course, Egypt tried to be moderator and help to, from the humanity point of view, as a doctors, as a nurse, as a surgeon, we try to do what we can do. But if the conflict, we have no solution between Hamas and Israel from the diplomatic or from this point of view, it's really very, very difficult for Egypt to play a moderator role. Although, as you said, Rafah is open all the time to deliver the help to Palestinians. But the bloc who is now the situation bloc is not good for Israel. How come that Israel, who talk about Hadassah hospital in Tel Aviv and the big hospital and all, they lose their reputation as a human, you see? And I think that United States of America can help, because if Trump doesn't intervene to help in the situation, and also the Arab countries like Qatar, like Saudi Arabia, like Emirates, like all these Arab people, they have also to intervene. And the situation is now not to stop the crime against children, against women, against handicapped people. It's a situation who is very, very difficult for the population in Gaza. And this project to transfer Palestinian to Sinai is zero. No, Egypt would never accept such a situation to stop the, against Egypt. So I think that United States of America have to do a pressure on Netanyahu to stop the block in Rafah, and try by other possibilities to help people, for example, by aviation, by airplane, to send them water, to send them food, and try everything, not only by the big transport as we know. In any conflict, there is a victim. And I think the victim now is the civil population, and the world will not accept this situation long term. I mean, we have to stop this stupid situation, the crime committed by Israel against the children and civil people. I mean, if there is a war, it has to be between military. I mean, they have to take care in consideration that the war is between military. This is injustice, that the Israeli military attack civil people in Gaza. This is very, very criminal and have to be punished by the international law and by the people who talk about the human rights and all these international organizations who think that it's important for Israel to keep peaceful situation. So since 1977, well,
yes, Dr. Ali Kamel, the political analyst, thank you very much for being with us tonight on Nile TV International and this special edition regarding the current situation in the Gaza Strip and the efforts of Egypt on the humanitarian and the diplomatic levels to be alleviating the suffering on behalf of the Palestinian citizens residing in the Gaza Strip. Thank you for watching and goodbye.